Good afternoon. This is Animal Uncontrol, and welcome to Chef's first episode of the Service Dog Saga. Service dogs have long been considered essential to the well-being of people living with disabilities. They are permitted into areas open to the public where dogs are normally prohibited for sanitary reasons, such as hospitals, dentist offices, restaurants, dog-free beaches and parks, grocery stores, examination rooms. Forcefully exposing everyone to feces, urine, dander, parasites, diseases, violence, noise, and unnecessary distractions. According to the ADA, establishments that sell or prepare food must generally allow service dogs, because only a dog can be a service animal according to the federal law. In public areas, even if state or local health codes prohibit dogs on the premises. Allergies and fear of dogs are not valid reasons for denying access or refusing service to people using service animals. Dogs. When a person who is allergic to dog dander and a person who uses a service animal must spend time in the same room or facility, for example, in a school classroom or at a homeless shelter, they both should be accommodated by assigning them, if possible, to different locations within the room or different rooms in the facility. Now, this temporary accommodation does nothing for the next person who may possibly use the same seat or room after them unless the area is immediately sanitized. The American Lung Association explains to us the lingering dog filth that remains at this website here. And this goes into pet allergies and pet allergy sources. Now, of course, pet means dog because only a dog can be a service animal under federal law. Dog dander and other pet allergens still linger in the air for a longer time than other allergens. This is because they are microscopic and jagged in shape, making it easy for them to become airborne, stick to furniture, bedding, fabrics, and even be carried onto items into and out of the home. Dog filth contaminates the air long after the mutt has left the area, leaving behind allergens that can trigger a potentially deadly reaction for the next person to use the room. As you can see, the ADA does not prioritize the lives of those with dog allergies or consider the well-being of dog attack survivors who have PTSD from the mauling. As we know, there's plenty of those people out there, but dogs always come first, don't they? Yet the PTSD of someone who needs to bring a filthy creature into grocery stores and restaurants is somehow more important. In Kentucky on January 2012, a 6-year-old boy named Stephen Robertson was mauled to death by a trained PTSD service dog while visiting the area. Leah Patterson, a PTSD service dog trainer, gave this excuse for the dog killing the boy. It's not that he wanted to brutally kill this child. I guess she's also a mind reader. It's that he was confused on what was going on, that screams were coming out, and he wanted to fix it. Oh, dogs are just so sweet. Listen to this. Dogs have teeth. What can you say? Anything can happen at a split moment. It could be anything, from the little boy screaming at a split moment. My initial thought was maybe he nipped and the child began screaming and the dog panicked and wanted to fix the scream, so he went for the mouth and face area, which is why he went for the attack. You know, I could rationalize anything. Even trained service dogs are still lethal predators with prey drive, capable of killing a defenseless child without warning or remorse. The worst part of this section of the ADA, as I refer to the Assholes with Disabilities Act, I'm going to go off script for a moment. This sounds harsh, but you know what? The legit service dog people have had a decade or more to solve this problem. They should be leading the charge to implement an actual proofing system. There's no oversight here. That's the problem. Now, those people, those legit service dog people, will endlessly piss and moan about fake service dogs, or even pit bull service dogs. Of course, a pit bull service dog is a guaranteed fake. But and I've been telling them this. I have communicated with plenty of these people over the past dozen years. And I've made the point, you legit service dog people need to lead the charge on this, and not people like myself or Chef or the I Hate Dogs host. Because you know what? We may come up with a solution that you really don't like. So yes, you are assholes with disabilities. The worst part of this section of the ADA is how easy they make it for people to get away with service animal fraud. Service dog fraudsters take advantage of the fact that they don't need to provide any paperwork, training certification, or identification cards to show the legitimacy of their service dog. People use fake service dogs in order to be allowed into the facility free of charge and discrimination. And I'm going to go off script again. Nobody is discriminating against dog owners or even dog owners with disabilities. We're discriminating against the dog, not the people. Staff can only ask 2 questions: if the dog is a service animal required for a disability, and what task the dog is trained to perform. The owner simply lies, gets the last word, and nothing more is made of it. The ADA makes it as easy as possible for service animal fraud to take place every day with few, if any, consequences. This is very common in the doggy universe. Thanks to the ADA, innocent victims are either killed or need to live with life-altering injuries, all because of the poorly regulated rules surrounding service animals. They preserve a primitive, dangerous method of assisting the disabled. Service dogs can cost $20,000 to train, have a failure rate of 50 to 70%, and are only used by 1% or so of Americans living with disabilities. That means that 99%, give or take, of Americans living with disabilities get by just fine without a service dog. A clear indicator that these creatures have outlived any usefulness they may have had in the past and are not worth the time, effort, or funding. So what do these dogs provide that is so essential to the well-being of someone that they insist on contaminating grocery stores, restaurants, hospitals, dentist offices ad nauseum? Is there no other possible way on earth that these tasks can be accomplished by anything other than a filthy mutt? According to the ADA, examples of such work or tasks service dogs allegedly provide include guiding the blind, alerting the deaf, pulling a wheelchair. I guess nobody ever heard of electric motors. We've had them for 150 years. Alerting and protecting a person who is having a seizure, reminding a person with a mental illness to take prescribed medications, calming a person with post-traumatic stress disorder, during an anxiety attack or performing other duties. A supporter of the channel, Reverse Indoctrination, aka Nikola Tesla, gave this excellent analogy. It's like taking a big glass bottle of poison and claiming how important it is to humanity because it can be used as a paperweight, you can play catch with it, you can make percussive music by hitting it with a spoon, you can lay on top of it to massage your back. All the while, there are countless other much safer methods to accomplish these same tasks. And let's not mention that the glass bottle could break open at any moment. Hey, the dude invented alternating current. Is he smart or what? In the modern era, there is no longer a valid reason to keep wasting money on an unsanitary, unpredictable creature for any of these reasons. We have technology that can accomplish all these things in a way a dog never will. And not one of these methods will spread diseases, produce feces, trigger dog allergies, maul a sleeping newborn as soon as you leave the room, or contaminate the area with parasites. It's a problem for a dog to enter public areas for sanitary reasons, but someone can use medical equipment, enter the same area, and not face the same issues. So why use dogs? We have AI glasses to replace seeing eye dogs. Technology can accomplish amazing feats, such as utilizing human speech for reading books or expiration labels on food, identify people's faces, and use GPS navigation, something a seeing eye dog will never be able to accomplish. And the technology only gets more advanced, while dogs have the same consistent limitations. Motorized stair-climbing wheelchairs can replace mobility mutts or dogs for pulling a wheelchair, as the ADA states. There exists alert systems, heart monitors, and motion detectors that can warn people or parents of a child with epilepsy of an oncoming seizure, without the use of a disease-spreading seizure alert dog.
And what the group of neurologists did is gather a large group of patients, measure their heart rate changes and their movement patterns, and based on that develop an algorithm that can detect these kind of seizures during sleep in a very high sensitivity with very low false alarms, because this is a challenge.
Dogs have also been known to kill their owners who are suffering seizures. These creatures have no business replacing medical equipment that does not run the risk of killing the user while they are experiencing a medical emergency. The majority of phones have personalized notification alarms installed for free that users can utilize to remind them to take medication. No dog needed. Even old flip phones have the option to set a daily alarm to take medication. PTSD dogs can be replaced with psychotherapy, meditation, essential oils, breathing exercises, reading a book, app games, teddy bears, fidget spinners, a sack of potatoes. Legit anything can be used to relieve PTSD-related anxiety. So why use dogs? Someone's method of calming themselves from a PTSD attack should never infringe on the rights of the public to enjoy areas free from dogs, the filth they bring, and their violence and noise. Again, not one of the above-mentioned alternatives exposes anyone to the possibility of being attacked, parasites, or noise hazards. If genuine service dogs, which I want to remind you are exceedingly rare, must be permitted in public areas, then requirements for service dogs to enter public areas need to be stricter, strongly enforced, and the punishment for service animal fraud needs to be extremely harsh to deter dishonest, self-absorbed dog lovers intent on exposing everyone to their lifestyle. Currently, in 33 states, it is a civil infraction to misrepresent one's pet as a service animal when it is not. If you see a fake service dog brought into grocery stores or other places they don't belong, check with your local laws and file a report on the ADA's website. If you're not a confrontational person, you can speak to management instead, which is what one website recommends. Take photographs or footage. Inform or write to management that they are not enforcing their no pet policy and the impending lawsuit if someone gets attacked. Explain why the dog is not a service dog. Call the non-emergency number if needed. Even if you don't support real service dogs, real ones are exceedingly rare, and your chances of seeing any type of animal in the facility are extremely unlikely if we crack down on service animal fraud. Mention to management that fake service dogs infringe on the rights of people who rely on real service dogs. Your actions against service animal fraud might just save someone's life. This is Animal Uncontrol, and as always, people first.